Are you ready to discover a project future that will transform your workflow? Join us in this detailed tutorial from our expert trainer who walks you through each step. Let's get started.
In this lesson, we're going to take a look at how we can set up recurring tasks, as this might not be something that you've come across before. And we're going to use the example of a progress meeting. So in this scenario, it might be that every month, let's say the 29th of each month, we get the team together for a progress meeting. And that meeting is going to last 3 hours, and it occurs in the afternoon from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. So if you were managing a project, let's say, which lasts roughly a year, you would also be managing 12 progress meetings. Now, we could schedule these meetings individually, but it's a lot more time efficient to set them up as recurring tasks. But you have to be aware that if you are going to set these meetings up as recurring tasks, you need to be in a situation where there isn't much variance from a pattern. And what I mean by that is you know for sure that that meeting is going to occur on the 29th of every month, and the duration is going to be 3 hours from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Now, of course, there are natural variations. For example, the 29th of the month might not always be on a working day. It could be at the weekend. Now, Project will deal with any situation like that, so we don't really need to worry about that too much. But if in fact what you find is that every month your boss wants to move the meeting to a different date, maybe the 24th or the 27th, then setting up a recurring task might not be the most efficient way to do this. So what I'm trying to say is that there needs to be a reasonably consistent pattern to your tasks. Now, before we get into setting up our recurring tasks for this project meeting, I just want to demonstrate something that surprisingly a large number of people don't generally get to do in Project. And that is to use times as well as dates for our start and finish. Now, what I mean by that is when you're adding tasks or maybe setting the start date of your project, most of the time we're working with days. We won't generally schedule tasks between 2 times. It will always be a task that has a duration of 3 days, 2 days, 1 day, 5 days, so on and so forth. But for this, we are going to jump into the options and we're going to add in time element to our start and finish times. So I'm currently working in the recurring task project file, which you can find in the course files folder. And I'm in Gantt chart view, and I'm just going to widen out the duration column because we're going to add in a longer date format. So let's click on file. We're going to go down to options. And on the general page, if you take a look in the date format field, you can see this is the date format that I'm currently using. So I'm going to change this to add in the time component as well. So I think I'm just going to use this date format just here. And let's click on OK. And we're going to see that reflected when our recurring tasks are added into the schedule. So now it's time to add our recurring task. We're going to jump to the task ribbon, and then all the way over in the insert group, we're going to click the drop down underneath task and choose recurring task. So we need to give our task a name. So this is going to be a project meeting. The duration is currently set to 1 day. Now, we don't want this meeting to be a 1-day meeting. It's going to be a 3-hour meeting. So I'm going to type 3H in here. I then get to choose the recurrence pattern. So is this occurring daily, weekly, monthly, yearly? This is a monthly meeting, so I'm going to choose monthly, and then I can choose the detail of that recurrence. So I could choose to set this to recur on a specific day of every month, for example. Or I could choose to schedule this meeting on the second Wednesday of every month, or maybe the third Monday of every month. So you can really get quite granular about your recurrence information just here. Now we're going to say that we want this meeting to occur every month on the 29th. So let's add in 29 just there, of every 1 month. And then underneath, we get to specify the range of recurrence. Now, currently, the default start date here is just the start date of my project. And the actual date that you have in here, the start date, doesn't matter too much because Project will work that out based on today's date. But we do need to change the time just here. Otherwise, it's going to schedule all meetings at 8 a.m. in the morning. So we can leave the start date as it is, but we do need to change this information over here. So I'm going to say I want this to start at 2 p.m. We then get to choose if we want to end after a specific number of occurrences. So maybe I'm only scheduling this project for the next 6 months. So I could say I want to end this after 6 occurrences. Now, I don't want to do that in this case. I'm going to choose a specific date. So let's click on End By, and I'm going to use the date picker, and we're just going to schedule these until the end of the year. So I'm just going to select the 31st of December, and I'm going to add onto the end here 5 p.m. The final thing at the bottom here is to choose a calendar for scheduling this task. Now, for the time being, I'm just going to choose the standard calendar and click on OK. Now, notice I've got this little pop-up warning message that tells me 2 of the 7 project meeting tasks will occur during non-working times. So that means that the 29th of the month has fallen on a non-working day, so a Saturday or a Sunday based off of my standard calendar, twice. So I now need to tell Project how I want to deal with that. So I have a few different options. It says Project can schedule the task to occur at the first available working time. To reschedule the 2 task occurrence, click Yes. So if I was to click Yes here, then Project is going to reschedule both of those tasks that fall on a non-working day to the next available time on the next working day. So we can safely say that if my tasks fall on a weekend, if I was to choose Yes here, then Project is going to schedule them for the next working day, which is going to be Monday. Now, if I was to choose No down here, it's not going to create the 2 task occurrences. So it's not going to create them at all. So maybe we decide that for those meetings that do fall on a weekend, we're just not going to have a meeting. I could choose No. The final option, Cancel, is if I just decide that I want to cancel out of what I'm doing and not create any tasks, I can just choose Cancel. Now, in this instance, I'm going to get Project to reschedule the 2 task occurrence. So let's click on Yes and see what we get. Now, if we take a look at the start column just here, we can see that most of these project meetings have been scheduled on the 29th, but we can see our 2 exceptions. We have one here which has been rescheduled to July the 31st at 8 a.m. in the morning, and then we have this one down here which has been rescheduled to October the 30th. So the majority of my tasks have been rescheduled correctly. But I will now have to go in and deal with these 2 exceptions so that they reflect accurately, because we don't want these occurring at 8 a.m. in the morning. So let's click on the first task that needs to be rescheduled, which is this one just here. We can right click and go into information, and now we can just adjust the time. So I'm going to change this again to 2 p.m. and the end time to 5 p.m. and click on OK. So that one now looks a lot better. I'm going to do exactly the same for this task just here. So let's right click, information, and make our changes. So there we go. Pretty simple and straightforward. But again, it is worth noting that if each meeting that you want to schedule has significant differences, maybe completely different times of the day, then creating these individually as opposed to setting them up as recurring tasks is probably going to be more efficient for you. Now, another thing to note, if we decide at some stage that maybe this meeting is going to last 2 hours as opposed to 3, and we right click and go into the information for the first task just here, if we were to change the duration up here to 2 hours, just know that it's going to basically recreate every single task in this list. So if you did make any changes to exceptions like we just did, you're going to have to go back in and redo those. So that's just really a point to note. And another little thing to note here before we finish this lesson is that if you do go in and create recurring tasks, you don't necessarily have to create them just to the end of your project. You can extend them further than the project end date. Just bear in mind that if you do this, it is going to extend the overall duration of your entire project. So just be aware of that as well. Now, when we do have our meetings scheduled, as we do here, you can see we have a project at the top, which has a little arrow next to it, which means it is collapsible and expandable. And Project has helpfully named all of these individual projects with a number, so 1, 2, 3, 4, to make them easy to identify. Now, the very final thing to note here is that we can also assign resources to our meetings. So what I could do here is click the project meeting at the top, right-click and choose Assign Resources. And I have 3 resources already included in my resource sheet, and I want to assign all 3 of these resources to the meetings. So what I can do is I can hold down Control to select multiple resources. So let's click the first one, hold down Control, select the second one and the third. Click on Assign. And now when I click on Close, I can see in the Resource Names column, I now have all of those resources assigned to every single recurring meeting.
What was your favorite part of this tutorial? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Visit the Simon Says It channel, explore our videos and training sessions, and decide what you want to learn next.